I'm Paul Duchene, this is Rob Sass of Sports Car Market Magazine. We're at the Silver Auction on March the 31st in Portland, Oregon, and we're looking at some of the cars that are going to be coming up for sale. This is a 1987 Jaguar XJ6, and it's got 148,000 miles on it, and we can look at it and tell a few things about it and what kind of a life it's had. In fact, one of the things both of us agree on here is that it looks like it started out by having somebody who cared about it, and it was looked after for quite a long time. It's been garaged, we can tell, but it's also been in the Northwest because there's patches of rust around the windshield and so forth. Rob, your thoughts?
I agree. I think putting on our automotive investigator hats, this looks like a little old man or a little old lady car that was cared about at one time in his life. Owner got old and near the end of the driving career, just sort of forgot where the extremities of the car were. There's a tap in the back bumper, one in the deck lid, and some dings here and there. But overall, a car that looks like it was cared about at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that's a clue too, it's been garaged, the interior, the leather hasn't shrunk, which is very characteristic in these of the stitching and pull and so forth. It hasn't been re-dyed, so that suggests that when it was parked, it was in good shape, and it's probably had very little use over the last 10 years. I'd guess a death in the family or somebody just couldn't drive anymore, and so the car's set. Now, the side track to all this is, as we both know, what happens when a Jaguar sits, Rob?
Nothing good. Brakes bind up, things deteriorate.
Transmission seals go away, and actually, well, it must have driven here, or despite the fact it's got a flat tire, which is not a very good sign. So I'm thinking, if you bought it for under $2,000, you could stand a chance of putting another $1,000 into it, and perhaps come out, on the right side with a car that'll drive and maybe last long enough to become collectible.
I'd roll the dice on this car all day long at $2,000 because I think that for another $1,000 or $1,500, you could bring this car back to a decent state. And it's a pretty car. It's the last of the really pretty Jaguar XJ6s.
It is indeed. Next year, the 88s was the square car they designed for 84 and they couldn't afford to introduce. And actually, it's the one that's the real clunker because it's unreliable and it looks ugly. This is still a pretty car. Under $2,000, worth a flyer. If it goes for under $1,000, we'll be kicking each other. Thanks.
No, we'll be bidding.